Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Candid Conversation with Coach Stacy, where we have real people, real topics, and real stories right here on 108 Praise Radio, where we voice the gospel. Candid Conversation. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I am Coach Stacy. Ooh, that's funny? Oh my gosh, I was watching myself, guys. But I'm Coach Stacy, certified life coach, speaker, and author, and I empower women and a few select men to dominate in their purpose. My testimony of overcoming domestic violence and cervical cancer and many traumatic experiences make me passionate about helping other people through their struggles without wanting to throw in the towel. So that's kind of what I do. But not only have I broken free, but I've helped countless other people walk boldly and authentically in their purpose over the last 10 years as a life coach. And right here on Candid Conversation, we have amazing guests who come on and share impactful stories, books, and testimonies. I kind of believe it's very important to share your story. What you think? Absolutely.
Stories are what changes lives.
Changes lives, impact lives, influence lives. I believe the experiences we are given are gifts to share with others, and you never know who is listening and watching and who needs to hear your story. So, and today,
I love it.
I'm extra today. I know. Today we have Today we have an amazing guest who's going to share a piece of his journey with us. We're going to talk about who he is, what he does, and how he is impacting lives all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Danny Cole.
What is going on, everyone? Hey! I am blessed to be here. It is a pleasure, and I love the energy that you have. Oh my God! I mean, it just fills the room. I love it.
You think so?
You kidding me? Everybody out there they don't even see it online. They can just hear it.
It's
amazing.
I think some people think I'm crazy.
I think they love you.
So today, guys, we're going to get to know Danny a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit. But before we get going good, I want to give some shout outs. Let me see if I can see who's watching today. Let's see who we got watching today. I want to give some shout outs. Hey, Dwanice. Hey, Carolyn. Thanks for joining. There's many more on the other pages I can't see. But if you're watching, shout out. Thanks for tuning in. I want to give my B5, my cousins, B5. Well, it's B4 because I'm right here.
Yeah.
I
It's
made,
still 5.
I made 5. Okay. The B5. Shout out to y'all, Jessica, Jean, Eugenia, Lynette. I love you guys. I love you. And hello to all of you who have tuned in and are listening this morning to Candid Conversation with Coach Stacy.
The best coach that's out there,
Ooh.
in my opinion.
Say it again, Danny.
The best coach that is out there. I mean, like I said, she's got the story. She's been through it, and that's influencing other people. I love it.
I'm glad you like it. So we're going to dive right in here. I have Mr. Danny Cole joining us this morning, and he has a thirst for personal development and a passion for seeing others succeed. Mm-hmm. He's a high energy entrepreneur. That's probably why he likes my energy. He does personal development, also combined as a credit repair specialist. And he has 20 years in the sales field, which has motivated him to write 3 books so far. With more to come. You got more to come?
I'm working on one right now.
You are? Mm-hmm. You want to give us a little sneak peek?
Well, like you're out for empowering women, and which is phenomenal. We need more of that.
Yes.
And if you kind of look around, there's not many for men anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I've got a startup company, which is I Am Empowered Man. Mm-hmm. So biblical, I am. Whatever you put after I am, you claim over your life because God is inside of you.
That's right.
So the book is I Am Empowered Man. Trying to help men out become better entrepreneurs, better leaders, better fathers, just better men all the way around.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. His latest book is How to Repair Your Credit Like the Pros. It's available on Amazon, everyone.
Go grab your copy.
Grab a copy. And today we're actually going to be talking about your credit, managing your money, and things like that. So we have some books in here. If you call in with a question, I'm going to give you a book away for free. So I'm going to give you the number, 770-988-6461. I'll give it again in a little bit. So if you call in with a question, comment, I'll give you a free book. How about that? But a little bit more about Danny. He is the oldest of 6 kids.
6 kids. My parents don't know when to stop.
Oh, wow. 6. I have 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 is a lot. It's like, and I'm the oldest, so you're kind of like the parent in a certain degree as well. It's like, oh my
you're a
goodness.
bonus parent / sibling. I know I'm an older kid too.
See,
Yep.
that's why we get along so well. I love it.
Yep, and he was born just south of Georgia, where Atlanta.
Yeah. What's over in Riverdale? I was born at Southern Regional, actually.
Oh,
over
okay.
in Riverdale,
Okay, so you're right here from Atlanta.
Yeah. Born and raised.
I kind of like how your bio says to a lower income family. But you with your family having a lot of love and not a lot of money, it taught you that nothing in life is going to be handed to you. You know, I kind of like how you said that. And if you want anything in life, you must set goals and take massive action to achieve them.
That's it.
And you're doing a really, really, really great job at doing that right now.
Thank you.
Aside from helping others repair their credit and mentoring his team of agents, he enjoys making others laugh. Vacationing at the beach, playing board games at his house with his family, and continuing his life journey of personal development. He's also written The Formula for Happiness and Success in Life, okay, The Formula for Success in Sales as well. And we worked on a project together. Well, I thought we did. I just found out we really didn't. We just met. But
when we met, we know the same people.
Yeah,
we're in the same
we in the same circle. You know, we run around the same people. But when I did meet, and come across him, I found him to be a real go-getter. So, but before getting into entrepreneuring, you are an engineer?
No.
You went to college for engineering?
Well, I went to Southern Poly for mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted you to tell me a little about that.
Well, about that, I didn't know what I was doing. I was right out of college. Right out of high school. I got the Hope Scholarship. The only one in my family at that time that's ever been to college. I didn't know what to do. Buddy of mine was going to the school. Was like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. So I just kind of followed him.
Right.
Went to school for one
Because
semester.
you followed your friend.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, oh, there's good money there.
Right.
Being stuck in a cubicle every day is not my thing.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. I like talking to people. I like helping people.
Right.
So after one semester, I had to let it go.
Okay. Well, that's what's up.
Yeah. So God has everything happen for a reason.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I bet you learned some things along the way with doing that as well.
Oh, yeah. Between you and I guess everybody listening, I've had between 30, 40 different jobs in my life. So I've had a lot. So it's just me growing and learning. But that's me going through everything, what I've done, helps me to relate to everybody I come across.
Okay. Nice. So, who is Danny Cole?
Just a man of God. I'm somebody who's blessed. I'm highly favored because of God, and I want to see other people become successful. That is my thing. So what I do, that's why I write the books that I write. I'm also a certified life coach as well. And I just want other people to succeed. And of course, success is relative. It's all, what do you think success is to you? For some people it's making $1 million a year. Some people it's just waking up being happy every morning.
That's right.
So what I help people do and help them overcome the small obstacles or large obstacles they got in their life, help them overcome that and become happy and successful. And then also with the book that I've got now, Repair Your Credit Like the Pros, the financial aspect is huge. Let me think about the American dream. Everybody wants that American dream.
Yes, they do.
That's why so many people come here to America to get that house with the white picket fence, the 2.5 kids. I don't have 2.5, but that's what they say. I don't know. But they want that. But without
what is 2.5 kids? Now that you say that,
I don't know. But I've read it so many times.
Yes, me too. What is 2.5? Is it like 2 and 1 in the oven?
There's a 2, and I've got there's a new marriage. They already had one, so I've got half the kids.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Baffles me. If anybody know what it is, call in and tell me. Guess what? 770-988-6461. You get a book.
You got the answer? Get a book.
Get a book. Let me know what the 2.5 kid is. But so what inspired you to become an author, though?
Again, it wasn't something I really set out to. And that's a good question. I get asked that a lot. How did you become an author? How do you do it? Because a lot of people want to write books. I've always journaled. I always like writing things down because there's power in writing. So the first book, The Formula for Happiness and Success in Life, came about that way. Because I always just journaled, wrote down. And I always read the Bible. I always read motivational things. listen to Les Brown, Anthony Robbins, Joyce Myers, all these powerful people.
Right.
And everyone talked about success and everyone talked about happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And they always talked about certain things, but no one ever had anything kind of put together. And one thing that every single one of these people talked about, or not one, but 5 things they all talked about independently and together, I put in the book.
Okay.
For the formula for happiness and success. So I'll get those to you real quick, and it'll make a lot of sense.
Yes, go ahead.
Right? First one's going to be law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Like attracts like energy attracts
like energy.
That's it. All right. 2, which is huge, is going to be forgiveness. Because if you can't forgive, you can't heal. You can't heal, you can't grow.
That's right.
This is going to be something powerful. Let me show you something here that helps a lot of people out. So, Stacey, don't you hold on to bitterness in this one hand. Let's say you've been through a lot in your life and it's caused you to be bitter, right? And you've got a reason for it. You feel justified. Let's hold unhappiness over here. You're bitter and you're unhappy and upset. But God says, you know what? You're my daughter. I love you. I want to give you all the success and happiness in your life.
I can't get that unless I drop these 2.
Exactly.
Wow.
You've got to drop bitterness and unhappiness and unforgiveness out of your hands in order to receive what God's got to give you.
What He has for you.
Make a lot of sense?
I like that.
That's it.
Ooh, I just got chills off of that. Woo!
All right, then 3 more we'll go through real quick. The third one's going to be your self-esteem. Because what you truly believe in your heart of hearts that you will receive, you will get. The Bible doesn't say if it's good, bad, right, wrong, big, or small. It's according to our faith, it shall be given to us.
Right.
So if your self-esteem is not high, not saying you got to be arrogant, but you got to believe that you're worthy, that God will bless you because you're His child.
That's right.
So according to your faith, it shall be given to you. Then visualize. You got to visualize to manifest. Visualization leads to manifestation. So visualize what you want to have as if you already have it. That's how our God power works. And then the last one, gratitude. Because if you are not grateful for what you have, then why should you be given more?
Yeah, that's good. You spelled it all out there for me, honey. I like that.
So that's all in the first book.
So that's what is in the first book. I'm going to have to get that one. I have this one, but I'm going to have to get that one too.
All right.
I love personal development, and I'm very passionate about it. So that's what inspired you to become an author. So you wanted to take what you've learned and kind of put it together.
That's it. I've been through a lot in my life, like most everybody has, and God doesn't have you go through things for no reason.
That's right.
So you go through them so you can help other people out.
That's right.
So that's once
That's
I
our purpose.
That's what kind of put the first book together, and then realized my passion is helping other people.
That's
so
right.
So the first book, then the second, been in sales again 20 years, so helping people to become successful in sales, how to work the whole process of sales, and the last one, the credit repair.
I'm glad you said sales because I want to talk about that.
Let's do it.
But a couple people said, Dwayne says, all the perfect ingredients. Hey, Stacy, my namesake. She says that you're speaking the truth with what you're saying. So the audience agrees. I
love
agree.
it. Thank y'all.
But it's funny that you said sales because I noticed that you sell a soccer attire.
No soccer attire. I've got different programs as far
See,
as
he got so much stuff. I be trying to keep up.
It's okay. I get that all the time. But now I've got the products on my webpage is personal development, how to forgive, how to increase self-esteem, and different products. And I've got the books.
Okay. So how did you get into sales?
Let's see here. Right out of high school, I got a couple little jobs and things. And then my first sales job was at a car dealership.
Oh, and anybody who sold cars can sell.
I sold cars for years. I saw an ad in the paper. You want to make over 6 figures? Come here for an interview. I didn't know what I was getting into, to be honest with you.
You just be stepping out there.
went.
You don't be knowing what you're doing. You know, I just jumped in college. I just jumped in the car sale.
And you know what? And I do that. I jump in both feet, bam, head first, and see what happens.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you said you saw an ad in the paper.
Yeah, they
oh
had
my
an
gosh,
ad.
They don't have newspaper ads no more like that.
I turned 40 the other day. So, it's been a little while, yeah.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, time flies.
Doesn't it?
It flies.
I know, right?
Yeah, so answer that ad.
Still thought I'm 20.
I still think I'm 20. I do. Sometimes, my body does. It takes a little longer to recover from the workouts.
Yeah. So what gives you a passion for personal development? How are you mixing the personal development and sales together?
Well, that's another good question. But people in sales, everyone wants to be successful. Anybody that's in sales, 9 times out of 10, they're A-type personality, right? And so they want to develop themselves. They want to develop their business and do better. So when I'm talking to them about sales, I had to talk to them about their confidence level.
That's
because
right.
you can know the sales pitch through and through, but if you're not confident, it doesn't matter. You got to know what you're doing, why you're selling it, and how to sell it. Because I can tell you all the right information on, let's say, of a perfect car that you want to buy, right? But if I'm like, oh yeah, I think it's got pretty good gas mileage, you should like it.
I'm like, can I get a new salesman?
And that happens. I've seen it happen numerous times.
Really?
But they just don't believe the person that they're with.
Yes.
So it's about developing that inner, development, that inner power that you should have.
Yes.
So developing through the process there, teach them the process of how to build rapport, overcoming objections, how to do the close, everything.
Yes. It's real funny that you say that because me and a few members of my team, we were just talking about confidence the other day, and I was reminded of when I was in the military. And in order to be promoted to the next level, you have to go before a board, right? And when you go before these boards, you have all these different first sergeants, which are your higher chain of command, asking you, and maybe sergeant majors, it varies, depends on where you're at, and they're asking you questions, okay? They're asking you all kinds of questions. And it's funny that you can go in there and know the answer to every single question, but if you don't say that thing with confidence, you get a no-go.
It's everything.
You get a no-go. You better turn around and walk on out the door.
Bye. Forget about it.
Yeah. And you're like, man, I really need this promotion, but it's on you.
I knew what I was doing. I really wanted it, but they didn't know you wanted it.
That's right. They couldn't tell you wanted it at all.
Like if you're dating somebody, if you want to date somebody who's got their head down and just not confident in themselves, or somebody who's very confident in where they're going to treat themselves, where they're going to treat you, and everything after.
Yeah. So confidence is important. It's very, very, very important. Very important. So let's talk about this credit repair book.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's talk about this credit repair book.
And this is something that, again, everyone wants that American dream, right? Everyone wants it. And money gets you things that you can afford. Credit affords you things you can't buy. What I mean is, do you have $200 or $300 to go out and just buy a home right now? Most people don't. You know what I mean? You've got to have good credit to go buy that home. Otherwise, you're going to be either renting, which is nothing wrong with that. A lot of people prefer that. You don't have to worry about all the maintenance. But some people want to buy that home where it's going to be in a certain school district or a certain place. And if you don't have good credit, you can't. I've seen this when I wrote the book, and I was in the process of starting my own credit repair company when I came across FES, which is Financial Education Services, we spoke about earlier. And in the process of starting the company, because I've been in sales forever, I see so many good people who can't get the home that they wanted to get, because I was in real estate sales for a while. I've seen people couldn't get the car that they wanted to get. I mean, you name it, they couldn't get it. Bad credit happens to good people every single day.
It does. It really does. And it's funny. I'm going to go over a couple of points in here. It looks like he's giving away some secrets on how to get good credit. So y'all might really want to think about getting this book. But I was talking to a guy a couple of days ago, and we were just talking about credit.
Right.
And he honestly gave me the opinion that credit really don't matter. And I just looked at him. I just
looked at you.
He said it don't matter. And I tried to explain, the reason why it's important to have credit and why it's important to have good credit. And he said, well, I'm too old. And it don't even mean nothing no more. Now that, you get to a certain age, it doesn't mean anything. And I've been in the credit repair field for 5 years myself. We discussed that. And I've seen and heard so many excuses of just different fables and different things of credit of it's not important to it doesn't matter
I'll
to
just pay for it with
I
cash.
don't have I'll just pay cash for it, which you're actually paying more in cash when you do that. So I don't have the money to even fix the credit,
If you don't have the money to fix the credit, you're not going to have the money to pay all that interest rates on, like, I've seen, being in car sales, I've seen people with 29%
29%, yeah.
Crazy. The people's out there paying Maserati payments for a little Toyota. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with Toyotas, but
I wouldn't. Why pay? Why pay what you don't have to?
Exactly.
So I mean, it's important. And he was like, "Well, ain't nothing. I'm gonna be buying it almost 50." I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
50?
That's not
old.
That's not old at all. That's a beautiful age.
Exactly.
Beautiful age. Life is just beginning again."
Colonel Sanders did not become a millionaire until he was 65 years old.
Really, he was 65.
65 years old. He got fired from different chicken restaurants and tried to bring his recipe out, and he I'm not sure if he went bankrupt.
I did not know that man was 65. I know he was old.
50's not, 65 is the limit.
Yes, yes.
But he
yes.
was 65 when it hit for him. 65 years old. So no, age is relative. It's what you think it is and what your purpose is.
Yeah, yeah. So credit is important, but I'm gonna pick 3 little points in here. Okay, so a lot of people, I get a lot of questions about disputing. Talk to us about a little bit about disputing different things that are on your credit. Why would one want to dispute anything?
All right, well, that's a good question. Now, according to the Fair Debt Reporting Act of 71, which was enacted in 1971, because the credit bureaus were having too much power. They can do whatever they want with our credit, and there was nothing that us as a consumer could do. So
really?
So it was put into act to help us out. So if there's anything on your credit that you don't recognize, that's inaccurate, if there's anything on there that you're not sure about, you can dispute it. Now, a couple things that are in our favor now are they've got to respond back within 30 days of receiving that letter, 30 to 45 days. So 2 things. One, if they do not respond back in that time frame to tell that it's accurate, then it's got to be taken off your credit report, which will up your credit score. 2, if they respond back and they don't have the right information on there, you can redispute. You can send another letter saying, look, I want you to show me in paperwork, writing with my signature on there that this is valid, this is legit.
Right.
Otherwise, I want it taken off, or you can take them to court, actually. So now you want to dispute anything that's negative on there that you don't remember, that's erroneous, that's not right, anything that's derogatory, you want to dispute it on there.
Okay. And I ask that question because some people just don't know. They're just clueless as to what that means or how, it's just like, it's so bad, I don't even want to think about it. I've had those. And then
I think it's 85% of Americans do not know their credit score. So yeah, they like you just said, they're like, I don't even want to look. I know it's bad. So yeah, they don't know their credit score. And there's 49 million Americans that's got below a 599 credit score.
Really?
That's a lot of people in America.
That is a lot of people.
And there's a lot.
And half of it probably is not even anything that they've done.
No.
A lot of people have a lot of discrepancies.
Yep. And those things can be taken off.
And those things can happen. Jennifer Rebecca says, hey, Danny.
Hello, Jennifer. How are you, sweetie?
I guess, okay, so maybe one day last week, I was going through my bank statement, and Amazon had charged me for some things that I hadn't even ordered. When you say people have things on their credit and they don't even realize it or don't even know, it took me back to that because there was a time in my life when I didn't even look at my bank statement. I wouldn't even go log in and look at anything. I just was like, oh my God. It's just like, no, it's just like, I know ain't nothing in there what I'm looking for.
Those monies didn't make babies overnight. I
Yeah,
want more.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm going in there for? But now, because I realize how important that is, and how, we're in the information age, and people think computers are smarter than us when they really aren't.
No.
But I check those things out now, and had I not done that, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't even ordered anything in months from Amazon. So I called them up, and of course, I got it taken care of. But your credit is the same way. There are things there that you probably want to check out.
Yeah. Well, think about it. If that was on a credit card and you didn't check it out, right? So there was a false purchase that was made. And 2, if you didn't pay that debt, then you've got late payments. And then if you don't ever pay attention, you can go to collections. Then your credit is wrecked.
Right.
For something you did not even do.
Didn't even do. Yeah. So it's important, guys, if you're struggling with credit, get with someone like Danny. Get with Danny, to check it out because I know it's stressful to even think about it. I know it. Trust me, been there. But you want to get that fixed. You want to take care of that. Sometimes people have gone through identity theft and not even realize that
that it's happened.
That it's happened to them. So. And not even realize it. So yeah, you want to get that checked out. I've heard as well that doing credit repair is illegal.
A lot of people think that, and that's because there's certain agencies out there, credit bureaus, because they make money off of people who got low credit scores. So the lower your credit score is, the more money they can make, because what happens is, like Capital One or all the credit card companies, they're calling them up, well, not calling them, but computer-wise, and saying, hey, give me people that's got below a 400 or below a 500 so we can send these people letters. Because people with bad credit, want more credit cards, higher interest rate, they're making more money. So they want you to think it's illegal. Oh, it's illegal. You can't do this. You cannot dispute this. But no, there are laws that are in our favor, so we can.
Okay.
So no, that is a myth. That is absolutely false. In fact, it is legal and it is your right to repair your credit. Because if you don't, you're throwing money away.
That's right. That's right.
You're hurting your family. You're hurting your finances. Repair that credit. Become successful and do what's right.
That's right. That's right. I agree 100%. 100%. Here's another question. And I said I was going to get 3 points. So here's point number 3. And you would be amazed at the people that don't even know what a FICO score is. Tell the audience what a FICO score is and how important a FICO score is.
I'm going to give you all a good bit of information right here, so pay attention.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the FICO score is going to be different, right? It's the Fair Isaac reporting score. So it's a couple of different things. There's different models. There's actually like 200 plus models of the FICO score. Okay. So your mortgage credit score is going to be different than your auto loan is going to be different than your insurance. All that's going to be different because they're all way different. Then again, there's different models that they choose. So the credit score is made up of 5 different things. Right. So everybody pay attention because this is huge. This is powerful. Right.
It is.
So the largest 35% of your credit score is based upon how you pay your payments. If you pay on time or if you're paying late, 35%. Now, another biggest thing, 30% of that credit score is based upon your debt to credit ratio. So what that means is all the credit cards that you have and then the balances. So you want to keep that to have the best score at 30% of the utilization rate or lower. Because if it's higher, what the credit bureaus look at is saying, no, well, you're not worthy with your credit. You're not balancing it out right, so they're going to lower your score.
That's right.
So you can have a credit card with a, say, $1,000 or $5,000 limit. Just put $20 a month on there. You don't really have to use a lot of credit.
That's right.
And then pay it off. Just show that you're making payments and the utilization rate is low. Right? 15% of that credit score is going to be based upon how long you've had credit for. So whatever that first credit card is that you ever opened up, do not cancel it out. Because I hear a lot of people, and that's what they ask me, well, I've got this credit card here I don't even use anymore. I'm just going to just cancel it. No, do not cancel it because how long you've had credit for is 15% of that score, and that's pretty significant.
Right, right.
The last 20%, 10% is going to be the types of credit that you have, whether it's going to be revolving or it's going to be installments. Revolving being the credit card, and installments being like car loans, home loans, stuff like that. Then the last 10% is going to be new credit or new inquiries on your credit. Don't get a ton of inquiries. Yeah, some people go out and they'll shop for credit cards. I've had somebody the other day that had 25 inquiries on their credit because they went car shopping. 20, and each one drops at 3 to 5 points.
That's right. That's right.
Crazy, Stacy.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
Pay attention, people. Again, real quick. Your credit score is based upon 5 things. 35% is being your credit history. Make sure you're paying on time. 30% is your utilization rate. Keep it at 30% or less. 15% is going to be how long you've had credit for. 10% will be types of credit. And then the last 10% is going to be new credit, so new inquiries.
And that is it makes your FICO score.
That's going to create the FICO score. And the FICO score is going to be between 350 to 850.
And the reason I say this is because some people think the FICO score and your actual credit score are the same thing.
Like I said, there's so many different models. It depends on what you're looking at. And if the credit card companies report to all 3 bureaus or only 2, because some people will do that. So that's why your score will be up and down on each one a little different. Right.
Well, thank you for explaining that to us. Thanks. Stacy says thanks, and she's got that noted.
There we go. You're welcome.
Yes. So that's very important, though. That credit is important. And I just think overall credit and managing money is important. I as a kid, I wasn't taught much about managing money, and a lot of us weren't.
Nope.
A lot of us weren't, and so now I'm like really, really big on teaching my kids, and they get mad, because I have all of their accounts under mine, and they be like, "You just want mama." The little $100 you make in your paycheck.
Well, I'm proud of you for doing that, honestly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at this because that way I can see your habits. And then I know what to teach you. I've told you the basics. And, actually, they've done pretty well. I haven't had to say much to them. I have one that he like to buy them games on PlayStation. Oh, Lord. Every time I look, PlayStation charge. I'm like, oh, my God. But, because I wasn't taught, I really feel like it's important that I teach them at a young age.
Most of us,
how to.
Unfortunately, like most people like me, grew up poor. You know,
Yeah.
in my family, they didn't know anything about credit.
Yeah.
I've watched them borrow money numerous times to try to pay for bills and things like that because credit cards were too expensive or the interest rate on the car was too high.
Too high.
So my parents, they loved me. We had a lot of love in the home, just not a lot of money. Right? School, did school teach you about credit?
No.
Nope. Didn't teach me either. They don't teach anybody because it's just a system. They want to keep you in consumer debt. So the more you learn about your credit, the more you learn about your finances, the more in control of your life you're going to be. The more successful
Y'all hear
you will
that?
be.
Now y'all see why I got them on here. The
love it.
more in control of your own life you will be if you can manage your money properly. And I'm telling you, it relieves headaches, it relieves anxiety, it relieves all that. And then some people say, well, I don't even have enough coming in. How am I supposed to, and I get that. But how you manage the little bit you have, you said earlier, determines how much more you get.
That's it.
So.
If you don't manage your money, you're not going to have any money to manage.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You gotta manage it. It can't manage you.
That's it. And unfortunately, like I say, again, most people don't know that. School doesn't teach it. So it's a matter of, educate yourself, people. Get online and look up, how to improve your credit score. If you've got bad credit, give me a call or go to my webpage, updatecreditrepair.com. There's a ton of information on there. Reach out to me. I can see what I can do to give you a hand, and we can fix that credit that you've got. But let's do this together because money's not power. Credit is power.
That's true. Another thing that you talk about in the book is, and we said briefly, identity theft. Now, I know those numbers are dropping because they are putting all kinds of different things in place to keep that. But what you do as a credit repair agent, you're able to help with identity theft, correct?
Yeah, what we'll do, because the identity theft, there's going to be a lot of things on somebody's credit that did not belong to them. So what you're going to have to do is dispute those items. First, you got to go ahead and call the police department. You want to call the bureaus and say, look, my identity was stolen. So go ahead and get that ball rolling first. And then sign up with the company. What we're going to do is dispute those items that's on there so we can get them taken off. They shouldn't be on there anyway. And so many people have gone through identity theft. It's huge. Every 2 seconds, someone is committing identity fraud now in America.
Really?
Every 2 seconds. It's crazy.
Somebody just had identity theft.
And again,
I'm taking it light, but it's the truth. It's something serious, and it can be traumatizing.
Very traumatizing. Because of that, people have gotten evicted. They've gotten thrown out of their homes because they were not able to pay for what needed to be paid for. Another cool thing, as far as if you sign up with my company, you also get LifeLock included with the services, which locks in that Social Security, so no one can commit credit fraud on you. So that's huge.
That's huge. That is huge. That is huge. Yeah, I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this information. I hope that you're noting and taking note of credit because it's important. It's important. I just have to say it's important. Don't let bad credit hold you back from living the life that you should be living.
Yeah.
You want to you got a couple of tips you want to share when it comes to credit?
Well, let's see. I've got a lot of people that ask me, well, I don't really have any credit, so how do I build credit? Which is a great question.
That is a very good question.
Now, if you don't have any credit and you want to learn how to establish credit, there's a couple things you can do. One is going to be getting a secured credit card, right? Now, what a secured card is, because some people don't know, is you're going to basically say get a credit card, like a Visa, and you're going to put $300 down, which will be your credit limit, because they want you to put money down because they don't know how you are with your credit yet. So your limit will be $300, spend a little bit, then pay that payment off every month, and they're going to report every month to the credit bureaus.
Right,
so
right.
that will build your credit up, but again, you got to take money out of your pocket to do it.
Right.
Oh, well, sometimes takes money to make money.
Yeah, it does. It does.
One of the best things that I tell a lot of my clients is become an authorized user on somebody's account. So if you know somebody and they got to trust you. Now, if you know somebody who's got good credit, and let's say they got a 750, 800 credit score, or even higher, and they're always good with their credit, you can become an authorized user on one of their credit cards. What that means is that they'll go to the bank and say, or call them, say, like, I want to add Stacy to my credit card. She's going to be an authorized user. Now, I don't have to give Stacy my card, but what that's going to do is piggyback off of my credit. So how long I've had credit for on that card and all my payment history is going to go right to you.
Okay, let me ask you this. Why would somebody with good credit do that?
helping a kid out, helping a family member. Again,
you gotta
somebody
say
that
this.
they trust.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
this is candid conversation.
Let's
You
do
know,
it.
I ask them questions. Ain't somebody thinking it,
But nobody said it
saying
out
it.
loud.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask. So
No, I
what?
love
But
it.
why would someone with great credit want to do that?
Because they're like you and I. They want somebody to be successful. They want to help other people out.
Okay.
But again, when somebody's got good credit, they're gonna be picky and choosy. They're not just gonna help out every Joe Blow that's out there.
This is true. This is true. This is true.
So you got to make sure that, and they don't have to give you a credit card, but if they do not ruin that friendship. Do not cut that bridge. Do not burn that bridge, because they will not talk to you forever.
I know, right? Trust me, I know. So, so those are some tips. I hope that was some good information for you guys. Is bad credit keeping you from buying a home or car, or struggling to pay your bills because there's high interest rates? We got the book for you. Repair your credit like the pros. Give them a shout out. Tell the audience how they can get in touch with you, Danny.
All right, everyone, you can go to updatecreditrepair.com. Again, that's updatecreditrepair.com. You can go to, if you want to email me, it is updatecreditrepair.com updatecreditrepair@gmail.com. I'm just going right in the flow. And then you got my business cell phone, 770-595-8205. So questions about your credit, I can give you a free consultation over the phone. If you want to find out more about the program, we can get you signed up. Or, like you said, go to Amazon, get your copy of the book. It's going to give you 10 dispute letters in here that you can just copy right out. It's going to give you ways to improve your credit, and it's going to talk about how and why your credit score is created and what you can do about it.
Bam. There it is. I would drop the mic if I was holding it. No.
Boom.
I'm not holding it. It's sitting here on the table.
Because it already knows what would happen. Like, nah, I'm going to sit here and be easy.
Well. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can think of one more credit question.
What do we got? Well, a lot of people ask me as far as credit questions like bankruptcies.
Let's talk. Well, I haven't done that. So I didn't. It didn't come to mind. But yes, let's talk about bankruptcy.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, because they get overloaded with debt and credit, stuff of that nature they have to file bankruptcy, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people ask me, well, you can't get a bankruptcy off that credit report, can you? And you absolutely can. Actually, because if there's any errors in your credit reporting at all, by law, it's got to be taken off. And bankruptcies are probably one of the easiest because they change hands so many times over a short time period that there's usually an error on there. Mm-hmm. Because of that right there, bankruptcies are the easiest thing to get taken off a credit report. Or one of the easiest. Collections. This is something that I'm
still stuck on the bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Now let's back up. I got
Powerful,
you.
ain't it?
Yeah, that is powerful. Because I didn't know that myself. Like, how can you take off a bankruptcy when isn't it supposed to stay on there for like 7 to 10 years or something like that?
The law says it cannot stay on there longer than 10 years. But there's no law that says it's got to stay on the credit report. So if there's any errors, like if there's anything on any errors, and normally there are always errors on the bankruptcy. If there's any errors on there, boom. You could have got discharged yesterday. It can get taken off.
If there's errors on there, they can get that thing taken right off.
Done.
Y'all hear that? Woo! 770-988-6461. Look at Stacy. She's laughing at me. But, hey, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and most people don't. Again, schools don't teach us about credit. No one teaches us about credit. There's not a credit course that you can go and just, sign up and tell me all these loopholes, what's in our favor and why.
Right.
They don't want you to know.
I feel kind of slow because, like I said, I've been doing credit repair, but I didn't know that about bankruptcy.
All right. Collections. Let me ask you if you know. You probably do. All right, collections. And we'll start with, medical collections. Did you know that medical collections, they violate HIPAA law? And because of that right there, they have to come off the credit report and you do not owe that debt?
Really?
If you have a medical collection, I'm going to say it one more time because this is a question I get asked a lot. All right. If you got a medical collection on your credit report, forget about it. You can dispute that there and it can get taken off. Money owed, forget about it. You will not owe it. Why? Because what the hospital done is, let's say you owe them $20,000. And so let's say I owe the hospital $20,000, right? And you told the hospital, well, they're not paying you, so I'll pay you $1,000. Give me that debt. So you're buying that debt from the hospital.
Wow.
So technically, they bought my debt. They pay the hospital for me.
And that's where it violates HIPAA because someone outside of the hospital has your information.
Exactly. And I didn't give authorization for that. So I don't owe that debt. The hospital's already been paid for what I owed through the collection company.
Right.
And they weren't even supposed to have that debt. So you do not owe that debt.
Wow. Y'all better be writing this stuff down. Or hitting Amazon, getting this book.
Get the book. It's going to have the letters in there, or give me a call, sign up with the company. The average time frame, and a lot of people ask that too. Well, how long is the process to get your credit repaired? Average time frame is 3 to 6 months. Some people might take a little longer, depends on what's on there. Some a little shorter. So the average, 3 to 6 months. That's it.
Wow, I know. I got guests they're saying, wow, I'm going to need to get the book. If you call in, I'll give it to you for free.
There we go. We got a couple of copies.
770-988-6461. I'll give it to you for free. I'll send it out to you right when I leave here. But, yeah, boy, that just done threw me. Yeah, that is very powerful stuff. And it is powerful. And I say it's very powerful because credit is important. I'm just still stuck on that conversation I was having with that guy, and he was like, it's not important. You know, I can just go get a phone. I don't pay the bill. Oh, well.
No, well, I can get,
But that's going to have an effect on you in the long run.
Absolutely. Because if he wants to go get a car, unless he's got, 20, 40, $50,000.
Yeah, and he was like, they'll just ask me for a higher down payment. But that's my thing. Why would you want to pay a higher down payment?
I had a guy when I was selling cars.
I see you, Tiffany.
I had a guy when I was selling cars. He came in, and we ran his credit. And this guy had 2 repossessions on there. And he was just buying, I think he was trying to buy a car, about 20 grand. And he had 10 grand in cash on him. So I went to the manager. I said, look, man, he's got 10 grand. He said, doesn't matter how much money he's got, man. He said, he's got 2 repossessions. He's not going to pay for the car.
Right.
Repossessions as well can get taken off your credit report. They get taken off the credit report, the score goes up, and then he wouldn't need $10,000.
That's right.
Well, the guy you're talking about, just because you've got extra money to put down, do you want to throw it away?
No.
No. If you want to throw it away, donate it to me. I mean, I'll take the extra cash.
I know, right? One guest says, Tiffany says, credit is more important than your Social Security number nowadays. And it is. It's very important. But I'm glad you said that because I would rather have a lower interest rate than a higher interest rate. And I kind of learned that through the military because they give us a lot of money managing classes.
That's good.
And before then, I didn't realize that. Oh, we have a caller. Is that what you said, sir? Okay.
Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we got here.
I would rather have them.
Hello, caller. State your name. Thank you for calling.
Yes, hi. This is Dwanise. How are you?
I'm fine. Hi, Dwanise.
Yes, I have a question. I was advised at one point not to pay off charge-offs. What is recommended? Do you recommend paying off old charge-offs off a credit card? A credit account?
Yeah, see, the charge-off's going to be a collection, so they've already kind of wiped it off. And by law, if you pay that collection, that charge-off, if you pay it off, they do not have to report to the credit bureaus that you did. There is no law saying that they have to report that. So what you want to do is dispute that charge and get it taken off that way, because they are not required to take it off.
Okay, wait a minute.
Great
So, caller, are you saying that the charge that's on the credit report is a charge-off, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're saying just dispute it?
Dispute it, because there's going to be, again, there's 9 times out of 10 there's going to be errors on there, and you can dispute anything by law. You can dispute anything on the credit report.
So don't pay the charge off, but dispute it to have it erased from the credit report.
Exactly.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I heard correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if there's a payoff on there, in my experience, every time there's always going to be a late payment. There's going to be late payment associated with it, otherwise they wouldn't have got that point. So then what you want to do is dispute those late payments and that charge off and get them taken off the credit report.
Okay. Did you understand that, Dwanise?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
You're so very welcome. I would like for you to stand by so that we can get your information to send you a free book.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you for calling in.
I told you people think it's crazy.
I love it. I love your energy.
Okay. Did we have any other callers? No more callers?
Not right now.
Okay, well, caller, thank you for calling in. We did have one person that is going to receive a free book. I'm excited about that. And I just want to thank you for coming on and sharing that good wisdom. This is really good information. It's really important. Like you say, you can't let bad credit hold you back from living the life that you deserve. And it can.
It
You
does.
know, when you owe and then the credit report is 300 and you can't get no. It just makes life a lot easier to just fix it and just be stress free on that end so you can go be stressed somewhere else. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Money management and credit is important. So today, as I close, though, I would like to leave you guys some money management that matters to God. Money management matters to God. In Matthew 6:19 through 21, it says, "Don't store up your treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal. Store your treasures in heaven, where moss and rust cannot destroy and thieves do not break in and steal. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will be also." God uses money to test us. Okay? He doesn't just automatically give his blessings to anybody. He tests you first to see if you're responsible, if he can trust you with material possessions, then he can trust you with spiritual power. But if you're not even managing your money well, why in the world should he give you the stuff that really matters? Your finances are God's favorite tool to test you. He's using your money to test several things. Money shows what you love most. If you really want to know what's important to you, look at your calendar and your credit card statement, because the way you spend your time and your money, that tells others what you love the most. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know what it is, you take a look at that, and you can find out yourself what you love the most because you see what you're spending your time and your money on.
Absolutely.
Matthew, 6:19 through 21, money shows what you really trust the most as well. Do you trust your money for security, or do you trust in God? Do you trust in money to provide happiness, or do you trust in God for your happiness? Do you trust in money to make you feel good about yourself, or do you trust in God to make you feel good about yourself? Money is the acid test of faith. The Bible says in Proverbs 11:28, "Those who trust in their riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf." Money shows if God can trust you. Okay? Money doesn't just show if you trust God, but it shows if God can trust you. Luke 16:10 through 12 says, "If you are faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large things. But if you are dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. And if you are untrustworthy about worldly wealth, who will trust you with the true riches of heaven? And if you're not faithful with other things, other people's things, why should you be trusted with the things of your own?" So how you handle money determines how much God can bless your life. Once you understand that, there is a direct connection between money management and God's blessing. You will be motivated to get your finances in order so that God will bless you with spiritual power. You have been listening and watching Candid Conversation with Coach Stacy. Oh, we have another caller? We have another caller. Are they on? Caller, you're live. State your name.
Good morning.
Good morning. State your name. Thank you for listening and calling.
This is Tiffany from sunny California. How you doing, Battle?
Hello, Tiffany in sunny California. Thank you for calling in. Sweetie, do you have a question for our dear Mr. Danny Cole?
I actually do. I was listening to the remarks you made about disputing things on your report, especially after it's charged off. What if you're still disputing things that have to do with, like, marital issues? Like, we were married and we had that together, but part of our, when we got divorced, that was part of the settlement, but those things are still there.
You want to dispute it? Like, the easiest way to do it is sign up with a company so we can do it for you, because the attorneys, they'll know how to draft up the letters to get that stuff taken off. Sometimes, I mean, if you did your own research, it could take a little bit longer, and you can still get it done, don't get me wrong. But sign up with a credit repair company. The attorneys know what letters and how and why, because they do this on a daily basis to get those things taken off.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, because I tried, like you said, I tried to do it on my own, but I just kept running into a lot of roadblocks. Mm-hmm. And so maybe after I read your book, maybe I do need to sign up for your company, because you actually had a plethora of information to give this morning. I'm impressed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And just, again, I want people to be empowered, because empowerment is the key to success. And credit right now is successful in America, because without it, you can't get a job, phone, home, car. You have to have good credit.
That's right. That's right.
Right. I was really impressed because one of the companies I was working with before, I'm not saying you're guaranteeing 3 to 6 months, but I've been with the company for almost 18 months, and I maybe have moved maybe 30 points.
Yeah,
3.
and I bet I know who that company is. We hear that company a lot.
Don't say it loud.
I'm
Don't
not
say
saying it. It's just
I won't say
get
it out
those
loud.
terms. I just hear that long of a term with only one other company that's out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what, Tiffany? Thank you for calling in. I'm gonna ask you to stand by so you can get your free book.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Yay! We love it. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in. Okay, well, that's
All right.
all we have. You have been listening. I hope today's show has been very informational and empowering. As I'm going to keep saying, don't let bad credit keep you from living the life that you deserve to live, because it can and it will. And if you have the opportunity to take the different steps to fix that, do it. So, once again, you've been listening and watching Candid Conversation with Coach Stacy, where we have real topics, real people, and real stories. Right here on 108 Praise Radio, where we voice the gospel. I thank you guys for joining. Another shout out to all of my lovelies out there. Thank you for all the callers who called in. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in and watching. We will see you again next week.